Have you sometimes wondered when you buy a New Testament or a Bible in a modern bookstore if you can trust the content of the Bible? Well, I can tell you that here at St. Catherine's Monastery, a discovery was made that makes us very, very certain that what we have in the Bible is actually very, very close to what the apostles wrote. You see, in 1844, the biblical scholar Constantine von Tischendorf came through this area and he visited the monks here at St. Catherine's Monastery, and he discovered a few leaves of what is now known as the Codex Sinaiiticus. A few years later he visited again, and then he saw the entire Codex, which is just a fancy name for a book. And Sinaiiticus comes from the fact that the monastery is situated right in the heart of the Sinai desert. So Codex Sinaiiticus. That book is one of the two most important foundational documents for the New Testament. And when you look at it, you can see how meticulous the scribes were to transmit the biblical text. There are certain variations, but those variations are typically variations like a different type of spelling. They would maybe have a little bit of a different ending, but the message itself stays true throughout the history of the manuscripts. You can trace the manuscripts that were produced in the 12th century, and you can look back and you can see basically the message is exactly the same, even though you have these small variations. Maybe you have heard that there are thousands of variations in the biblical manuscripts. That is true, but if you see a spelling mistake, you still know that the message is the same. And because we have so enormously many manuscripts of the Bible from ancient times, many more than for any other ancient book, then you have many different variations, because the scholars they have looked at all the various manuscripts and they know all the different variants. But the message stays the same throughout history. That is an assurance to know that the message stays the same. But the most important thing when you buy a Bible is for you to read it and take the message to heart. You must understand and feel that God is speaking to you, that from the pages of the Bible, Jesus Christ is speaking to you about the assurance of salvation. He came to make sure that you can have eternal life. If you don't own a Bible, do get one. Read the pages and see what Jesus Christ is teaching to you. You can be quite sure that this message that is recorded in the New Testament is what Jesus himself said. I love you. And that is the core message of the Bible for you.